welcome to Optimize and Customizing the TMS Catalog. My name is Bev Underwood, and I'm one of the Customer Success Managers here at Skillable. And I am excited to be supported by Christy and Dylan. So please feel free to add stuff into the chat, comments and questions. We'll try to answer them, and if we don't, we'll answer them in the Q&A. And so finally, let's kind of delve into the topic of optimizing and customizing the TMS catalog. I am going to go ahead and drop my camera so I can kind of focus a little bit more on our presentation. And so on today's agenda is nice and light for the next 60 minutes. And for those of you who are new to the TMS or to really even what is the catalogs, we're going to kind of delve into what are catalogs, why are they impactful for your learners, and understanding how course tags and course tag groups will help make the courses more appealing and easier for the learner. Plus, we'll take a kind of a live view of the course catalog in production. And then we'll look at some other little features that we've got that can help you design and build out your own catalogs. And I've finished with that Q&A. And if we have no Q&As, I'll just maybe look at a couple of features that we didn't discuss that you might find interesting. So what is a catalog? Well, in basic terms, the catalog really it displays all of the courses that are available to a learner when assigned a subscription or they're set at the organization level for the course. And so there's two options, right? First option is a course catalog that is set on the organization level. And that means that all of the users within your organization will have access to all of the courses. And the second is probably the most popular option of the catalog is based on subscription profiles or an on-demand catalog. And while it is up to you as the operations manager to figure out which one works best for you, I'm going to say that majority of our users, and even me personally, would say that the subscription profile is much easier, faster, and more comprehensive in the approach that it delivers. And the reason that I say that is because let's say you have an extensive catalog of courses, and those courses pertain to a specific topic. So if you think of certifications or if exams, rather than giving the user access to all of the courses that are available within your organization, you can make it a little bit more specific and giving them the subscription profile where they will spend more time learning the skills that you need them to learn rather than maybe finding a course and taking it on a skill that they don't need for maybe a subscription, a certification, an exam. So using that subscription-based catalog, you can now guide your learners a little bit more effectively because what you're doing is you're showing them only the courses that they actually need to take rather than every course available. However, if you do have a catalog of courses that you want your learners to learn, so you want all those courses to be available because those users need to do all of those courses, then the organization catalog will be the better option, really, in that particular case. One important note is an organization catalog is an optional feature, and it can be enabled or disabled, yet the subscription profile and the on-demand catalog, you can't disable or enable. So if you give a subscription profile out, the catalog will appear regardless, but you can move the option if you decide that you only want to, if you have an organization catalog. But either way, these are great choices for you to guide your learner during their learning journey. So that's why do we use it, right? Well, because you're able to help them navigate through their journey of learning. And you're in essence giving them a path of what courses to take to be successfully learning that new skill. And me, I'm a visual learner, so the view is much more pleasing. And I can see what courses are available to me. And when paired with course tags and course tag groups, I can really tailor my learning journey. So when we look at the picture here on the left, you can see what the course catalog looks like. The left, we have the filters, and then the right, we have the courses that are available for me to take. And that's a great segue into understanding what course tags and course tag groups are. And course tags and tag groups are a small but powerful feature within the catalog. And yes, you can have a catalog which has no courses filters in them. So you just see all of the courses. So if you think back to that page, remove the left filtering, you can have it where you just see all the courses that are available. But I kind of think that incorporating a lot of these tags and tag groups will really take your course catalog to the next level. So when we discuss tags, there is the course tag group, and there is also a course tag. And each one of them plays a role. So it's important to understand the difference when you are building out your tags and tag groups. So looking at tag groups, first think of them as filter headings. That's how we kind of describe this. And so in this case, we're looking at it and we have a technology focus, we have related exams, certificates, and the lab level. And so you're giving them an option to say, hey, pick one of these filters that you're interested in learning a little bit more about. And then it helps them give that visual understanding of the learning journey. We're narrowing it down a little bit more. So now we set them up independently. You don't need to assign a tag group to the course. And you should only see the option to create course tags and course tag groups under the course tile in the TMS. And once you've created this group, you're then going to start creating tags. And when you've created a tag, you'll attach them to the group. So now we get this, as you can see in the diagram here, I have the challenge labs actually selected, and I can see my course tags under them. And so this is now giving me the ability to allow my learners option to narrow down and be specific in the courses that I want them to take. So for example, I want to take all the challenge labs, but I'm brand new and I've never done any labs before. So I want to go for the guided. So what I do is I click on the guided, and now it's going to show me all of the courses that I can take that are guided. And that's a really great way to help your learners narrow in on their specific courses. One of the ones that I think is really vital, and not many people do use it, is creating a course tag and a course tag group called time. And so, for example, I would make my course, my tag group time, and then my course tags 20, 30, 40 minutes. So that way, like if I'm a learner and I go in there and I go, hey, I've got an extra 20 minutes, I really want to accomplish a lab, but I don't want to spend hours doing it. Bang, I can click on that 20 minutes and boom, I now showed all the courses that I can accomplish in 20 minutes. And I think it's a really great way for you guys to figure out different ways. You can manipulate them whatever way you want. You can customize them to things that are specific to you. There is no set standard. There's no like, these are a template and you can only pick. You can name them whatever you feel like is best for your organization and for your customers. And so that's really a good way to keep them focused on what you want the end result to be. So it's up to you how you build these in, and it's up to you how you create them. Just know that when you do create course tags actually have to be selected when you are building out your course. And you'll see that the heading is called tags. And I'm going to show you a little bit on the back end how that looks and what you can do and what you can't do, which really leads us into our demo. So 1 second, I'm going to show you right here. We're right now. I am going to log in as a user, and I'm going to go ahead and show you what does a catalog look like? What are some of the options? How can you build this out? You can have your catalog be displayed without the user having to ever log in. So here, as you can see, up in the top right, I have what's called the Challenge Lab catalog. You can see I'm not logged in, but I can see all of the different courses that are available to me. And this is really cool, especially if you have a catalog and your users need to know, hey, does this person actually provide me with what I need? Maybe I'm looking for something in particular. And sometimes you may never need to use this feature because you automatically know what your users are going to be doing. So there's no reason to make this catalog public. So as we talked about right here, you can see here are my filters and here are the number of options. When we look at it on the back end, so here I am when I'm building out my course, and you can see I've got my course built out. But what's a little bit different about this one versus many of the other ones that you see is I have these course tags and course tag groups. They are automatically appearing because I have set them at the organization level. So if you have what we call like a default and you want to have them always show up, you don't want to have to keep going in. And when I show you here, I don't want to have to keep going in and pick a tag every single time. You can create this so that every time you create a course, all of your course tags will appear. And that's really useful. If you've got a number of courses, you've got a number of tags, and it's really time consuming. So as we can see, the course catalog that I'm in right now has lots and lots of different courses, and I don't want to have to keep going in and doing that manual step, whereas I can have it all here and I can say, hey, this one is actually Microsoft Azure, right? I can say it's really for the Azure administration. And when I do those things, now I'm starting to put them into those filtering groups. So how does this look for the end user? Well, I'm going to log in and show you a couple of tips and tricks and what it looks like for your end users. And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to log in. One things I have to stress the most is you can only have one course catalog. However, if you assign a subscription and you have multiple subscriptions, so let's say I'm a user and I have multiple subscriptions, I can actually, in this filter section right now, I only have one subscription assigned to me. But up here, I can click on the subscription. So maybe I have a subscription for learning how to do programming, but then I also have the subscription that is specific to Python. So I have two subscriptions that have number of courses in each one, and I've been assigned those, but really I just need to focus more on the Python side. The other programming subscription I have is just nice to have, but the Python is the one I need. I have the option to be able to filter in which one I need to see. Unfortunately, the only thing that happens is none of these will change. So if you pick your subscription that is only programming, it will still show you all of the filters that are available for the Python and for the programming. And so we're trying to figure out a couple of ways to navigate around that, but that's one thing to keep in mind as you build these course tag groups out, and then you've assigned them to the catalogs, and then you've put them on a subscription. And as you can see, I've kind of logged in, and I'm going to look at, hey, I want to be cybersecurity. So I click cybersecurity, and instantly it has now given me all of the cybersecurity courses that I have to take. And I can kind of navigate through and I can go, okay, can I maybe get a little bit further? And I look through and I go, I really just want to learn about defensive tools. Is there anything for defensive tools? Great. Now I'm narrowing a little bit further in, and I've said, I can look at what are available. I need to focus on cybersecurity, but I really need to narrow down to defensive tools. And those are really neat ways to build these out. You can build as much as you want in here. If you pick one that doesn't has no relationship so it doesn't have this tag attached to it, you'll just get no courses match your search. And you can easily just go in and remove those. But these are really great ways to keep your learner on track. They're able to see where they're supposed to be going. And it's an option that just makes it, to me, a lot more pleasing to the eye. I'm sure many of you guys, as you build your courses out, there's nothing worse than seeing just a whole list of courses available. One of the feature that I like about this is that you can add that image, and I'm sure a number of you've seen when you have built out your courses. So going back to our course page, right here, we can add an image, and then that image shows right here. And that's a really cool thing. I like it just because, like I say, if I'm looking at the whole thing, let me just remove my filters for a second. I can now kind of see what filters are on here based on the images that they put. You can put any images you want, but I really like the fact that I can see a little bit better, especially if you build out your images as well. Other features that you can do within the catalog for your users is that they can bookmark them, which is an awesome feature. So now if I just click on which one have I bookmarked, if I'm interested in doing multiple, they show up, which is nice. You can also have it so that if you look at accessing files, so we're looking right here in the top right, we can see that this is a new course and it's available for me to take. There is also, I'm not sure if it's on my subscription yet, right here, you can also add coming soon. And this is great, especially for people who want to see what is available in your catalog. What are you coming out with next? Is this something that I'm interested in doing? And I can keep an eye on for when is it coming? So we can add features. We can make it so that I see all the coming soon. I can see what's new. And you can also have one that's called featured. And that means that this is the one that you're really highlighting towards your users. And you're saying, hey, go ahead and take this one. You can do that with new. And I like the idea of being able to see the coming soon. When we click on the course catalog, you can see the course catalog here. I can see what I can and cannot access. These are really nice things to be able to see. And I'm just going to go back to my challenges because one of the things I wanted to show you was we also now have added some cool little icons that we find really useful. And it just makes the catalog, again, we're trying to keep up with everyone and make sure that we have everything looking really nice for end users. And we've added little icons now. So as you can see on my first, second, and third, we have these little icons. And so this one is saying, hey, I've completed this. It's a checkpoint. It said, yep, you have done this lab. Well done. Great job. My circle-ish with the arrow is going to say, hey, this one is in progression. And then all of the ones that have got the beautiful sun are saying, these are ones that you are going to go ahead and you can take them. You haven't taken them yet. And they'll change based on what I'm doing, whether or not I've started it or whether or not I've completed it. So those are also really cool things. And you can see here, I can see if there's any in development. I can see any nows that are available. And again, these are the filters that that this company has particularly built out. Flipping back onto, for you guys, and for that administrative side, these tags are right here. So on your course profile page, you'll go to tags and you can do this. You can select them. And you can also add additional ones. So maybe you have a default set of course tags and course tag groups, but now you're looking to add additional ones. Maybe ones that are not usually there, ones that you don't often use, but you still have them. You can still add additional tags too. And it is as simple as clicking on add tag. And I'm just going to pick my organization so we only get the ones I need. Now here are all the tags that I've found. So I can add to them and I can select them. You can select multiple ones if I want, and you just hit OK and it adds those to it. When you're building it out, as I said, under your course tile, you'll see course tags and course groups. It's always important to build the group first, and I know it's going to look a little slightly confusing because it's going to be like, well, where are the courses? You can put them in after. All you do is add the name. You can add a description, and by default, your organization will show that. You can already assign them a course, or you can wait and put them on the course when you've built the course out, if the course doesn't exist. If you already know that the course exists, you can add the course right here. And then when we look at course tags, remembering course tags are making it more specific, you simply add the name here, and then you'll go to attach it to the group. So that's how you build out course tags and how they can impact the learner and keep them on that journey and making sure that they stay within your the path that you have chosen for them. So that's how you build tags and how they look on the end. It's not a huge live demo that's got lots and lots of features. It is one feature that is underutilized a lot. A lot of people don't realize they build subscription profiles out, and your user will automatically see the course catalog. And I can pretty much guarantee that they see none of this. They just see all of this, and it looks very bland. But you can add actual things to make it a little bit more engaging for your learners. You can make sure that they stay within. You can give them a little bit more of guidance than what you would normally if you were just to give them the subscription. I am going to open it up. I didn't see if there were any messages in the chat, but I'm going to go ahead and ask if anyone has any questions. If you want me to show you, demo anything, please go ahead and ask away. I'm going to try my best to answer them the best I can. But I'm open for questions in the actual building of your course tags, course tag groups, and how they impact the catalog itself. I guess we don't have any questions. I'm willing to show anything else that you guys may have any questions on. Maybe you need to see how do you add them. I can show you how that works. I think I feel like I covered that topic pretty well. You can add dependencies, so you can add course tags to here if needed. When you build subscriptions, you can add your course tag group here. So if you have already built your course, if you've already built the tags, and now you're building the subscription, you can add them here. One of the ways that I build, and everyone is different because, as we know in the TMS, there's lots of ways that you can build things. But I start with building out my course, then I would then build my tags, and then I would build my subscription. That's how I would do it. Everyone's kind of different. The reason why I do it that way is my course is my overarching element. So that's my foundation. Regardless, I'm going to have this course available. Then when I'm adding my tags and tag groups, I can make it a little bit more like I'm going specific. And then I already know what subscription I'm going to drop them in. So a subscription profile is really easy to make and it's last minute. And then I can add all of the pieces like the course tag groups. I can add the courses. And remember, in the courses, you add those tags. So they're all built in. So I always find that it's best to build your subscription last. And then you can then go ahead and distribute your subscription profile. I'm going to open it up for any questions. If you have anything please go ahead, ask away or mute. I'm happy to answer them. I know Dylan and Kristen are always around, willing to answer any questions you may have that may stump one of us. If not, I'd like to say that the next session is in 15 minutes, but it's not. It's probably we got a little time to go yet before the next one. You can always jump into one of the other sessions if we finish early. Feel free to do that, or go ahead and just email the events at Skillable. Complete your evaluation. It's been a pleasure. I've enjoyed this. There's not a lot, like I say, there's not lots in here for us to demonstrate, but it's really, really cool. I would appreciate it if you just, go ahead and fill that in. It helps me grow as well. If you enjoyed our session, again, I know it's short and sweet, go ahead and tag us on that social media. You can win a prize. We are at Skillable. And if you realize down the line you have some questions, you can email events@skillable.com and we will get them answered to you. You will find this recording available to you as well if you need to go back and review any of the information that I have shared with you guys. And on that note, if we have no questions, I thank you for joining us. I appreciate it. It was short and sweet. Hopefully you got some good ideas on how to build your catalogs, how important those course tag groups were, how important those course tags are. I know it can be a little bit confusing. The documentation is always another great tool. Go ahead and take a look at that. If you ever get stuck, you can always reach out to us on the help desk. Somebody will always be willing to answer any questions you might have. And I hope you have a great afternoon, evening, morning, wherever in the world you may be.